I don't know if you have to push a button or not.
Mm-hmm.
You do. Yeah.
Did it?
I think you have to accept that I'm recording. I don't know. As much as I've used Zoom, you always think it's like the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Louis B. Free Radio Show, Brain Food from the Heartland. And I am delighted to have earning to the show a Agar. And I'm delighted with a grade of nutrition and healing. Welcome back. So good to see you again and talk with you.
Thank you so much for having me again on the show, Louis. It's a pleasure being here. Hi, everyone. Pleasure seeing you all or having you all or interacting with all of you again.
Yeah, it's great.
My name is Preeti. I'm a dietitian nutritionist. I have been here before, and I'm sure we'll get to know each other more.
We will. And you're wonderful. A little bit about what you do. I know we're going to talk about spring cleaning our diet, if you will. And I don't know, what city are you in?
I am in Cincinnati.
Okay. We had snow here the last couple of days, and Sunday it's going to be 80 degrees. So when I think spring, everybody's saying, is it spring? Is it really, here we are at 20th of April, and it's not. We're not. Yes. Yeah. A little bit about what you do.
I'm a dietitian nutritionist, licensed in Ohio and Kentucky, but I have people all over the country whom I work with on video conference. My work is more focused on functional nutrition, where I help people heal their body through diet and lifestyle changes. So not just focusing on calories or macros, but really focusing on eating the right foods and what is the right food for you as an individual, which may be different from what is the right food for somebody else. So really figuring out what is your body's needs and working with your needs. My practice is located in Cincinnati. It's called Integrative Nutrition and Healing, as Louis already mentioned.
When when I think about it, because I eat a healthy vegan diet, and I've said this many times on the show. People will say, well, vegan is healthy, right? And my response is, I could drink beer and eat French fries all day, depending on what they were fried in and depending what kind of beer it is, and that I could be vegan, which is still better for the planet, still better for the animal welfare, etc. But that's not beer and French fries, isn't
Absolutely
healthy. Might be fun for once in a while, but it's not a healthy diet.
Yeah, you absolutely hit the bullseye here, Louis, that it has to be the right foods that you're eating. You need to eat real whole foods. And, we're talking about, we're getting into spring. So really kind of thinking about incorporating more real plant foods into your diet, fruits, vegetables, whole grains. Another big thing that people on the vegan diet tend to have issues with is not consuming enough protein. So making sure that you're eating real plant-based protein like beans, lentils, tofu, edamame, making sure that every meal has a good protein source.
Yeah. I have a friend that teases me because I eat so much soy. He said, that's why you're so emotional, because the estrogen in it. I said, I've been emotional forever. It has nothing to do with that. And interestingly enough, I have to tell you that I had an author on, and I decided to do 30 days with no, the author suggested no allergens, no gluten, no soy, no corn, and of course dairy. I don't eat dairy. So I did 30 days of that, and no change. So obviously I don't have a food allergy. But it was interesting because, and I love beans and lentils. And I eat a lot of beans and lentils, but I found a recipe for, now it's not tofu because it's not soy, but they call it chickpea tofu is what it's called. Simple, easy to make. And really, I'm going to keep eating that. It's fantastic. And chickpeas are so good for you, right? You know better. You're the expert here, not me.
Absolutely. No, Louis, what you're saying is absolutely so true, that when we think about plant protein, we kind of always start thinking about soy and, soy products like tofu or edamame and all of these. And while those are good sources of protein, those are not the only kind of plant protein. You have beans, you have lentils, you have chickpeas, uh, and we need to make sure that we are eating a wide variety of plant proteins.
Yeah.
Thinking of soy as just one kind of legume, and then there are black beans, garbanzo beans, kidney beans, white beans, cannellini beans, lentils.
Yes.
We really need to have that whole spectrum of legumes going into our diet so that we get enough protein. Also, nuts.
Nuts, yeah.
Nuts are a really, really good source of protein. And we don't think of them as protein, we only think of them as fats. Yeah. Almonds, walnuts, these can be a really good source of protein in a plant-based diet too.
That's a really good point about the nuts also. And relatively recently, I discovered, I didn't even know they had kalachana. I did black, right? Okay, you know what I'm talking. Yeah. There's a shop in the community I live in, and it's called Indo-Pak, and it's like, I didn't even know they had these, and I went a little bit wild the first bag that I bought, but because it was a lot of fiber, and it was good for me, but I was, a lot of fiber went through me. It's just in a good way, not in a bad way, but it was, I ate maybe a little too much.
I agree. So it's really the balance of plant protein with some whole grains, soluble fiber through quinoa, brown rice, and then a variety of vegetables, both starchy and non-starchy vegetables, and then some fruits. Yeah. So that's where you create a healthy, balanced plant-based diet.
Yeah. And again, so talk a little bit more. I know you've got a I'm really excited about the recipe that you're going to give, but a little bit more about spring cleaning the diet. That's a great concept. It is.
So we are into April, and everybody's, I'm sure, spring cleaning their house and getting ready for the summer, but we don't think about spring cleaning our diet. This is a great time to start incorporating a lot of, fresh fruits, vegetables. Now the weather is going to be warmer, fingers crossed, in the next week.
Yes.
But this is the time where we can make really delicious salads. And again, we were just talking about how we want to have fresh fruits and vegetables, but we want to have a good amount of healthy protein, healthy plant-based protein, and then also some really good healthy fat coming from real food, not from oils. So how can we incorporate all of that into our diet? Spring cleaning is also, spring cleaning the diet is also a lot about prepping. So how you're prepping your house for the spring and summer, you need to prep your refrigerator. Make sure that you have plenty of good food available in your refrigerator, fresh fruits, vegetables. You also need to have, whole grains and, plant protein, again, both in your refrigerator and in your pantry, so that you can then, when you're hungry, you have really good healthy snacks, healthy meals available to you very quickly, and you are not eating things that you don't want to be, you don't want to be eating, or if you eat you don't want to eat something that doesn't make you feel happy after eating it.
That's, I like that concept. You should be happy after eating. You shouldn't be, eating something and feeling guilty, that, feeling badly because whatever it might be that you ate, whatever it might be that you ate. Should feel good and happy about it. I love that idea.
Absolutely.
That's a great way to think about it.
Be so proud of yourself once you finish your meal.
Yeah. And again, you're the expert here, but people think of, and we're not just talking about plant-based diets. There's people but for me, people think it's very restrictive, yet I'm thinking about all the fruits, all the vegetables, all the different kinds of nuts, all the different kinds of beans, all the different, it's not, and again, I generally avoid the products. Again, I'm thrilled that they have the Impossible Burger. I'm thrilled that they have the Beyond Meat, etc. But they're processed foods, correct? That's not, you may get protein, you may get fiber, but they're not health foods.
They absolutely are not. And they're okay as a, hey, you want to go out with your friends for burger, sure, you can have a Beyond Meat burger. But on a day-to-day basis, on a regular, at home, at 90% of the times, we want to be eating black bean burgers, which are made from actual black beans. You need to be eating, garbanzo beans and, lentils. You want to be eating real plant foods rather than foods that have been engineered to look like other foods.
Yes. Yeah. Because they're processed. So I like that idea about feeling good about what you eat. I want to talk about Barney Butter because your recipe has Barney Butter in it.
It
And I
does.
was telling you off here, and I've said on the show, I'm delighted to discover to Barney Butter. I have been, and I'm going to use the word obsessed with the Barney Butter chocolate almond butter, Barney chocolate almond butter. What I love about it is, and I try to avoid sugar. I'm very conscientious about added sugars. And, you know, people need to read labels and find out about added sugar. But it's low sugar. I mean, it's just, and it tastes decadent. It tastes so good. I was thinking, you know, I might have to go into rehab to to wean myself off. It's really, but it's a really good product, correct?
It is. It is a pretty good product with very little added sugar, if any. And you know, you can really add it to you know, use it as a little snack, but really kind of add it to things because we need to remember that
that's a better idea.
that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to make a dressing using the Barney's butter today.
Yeah,
it's a delicious 2-recipe dressing, and you know, so we are going to use very simple ingredients, and that's how you should use any kind of nuts. You know, use them as condiments, use them as healthy sources of protein and healthy fat. But yes, we need to be cautious with the quantity.
yeah, because believe you, when you say add, I just give me a jar of a Barney butter and the chocolate, especially. I mean, all of them are great, but that chocolate is decadent for me. I don't know how else to say it. Give me a tablespoon and the jar, or a butter knife and the jar, and leave me alone for a while. Leave me alone with my Barney butter. So tell us about the recipe, Preeti, please.
Okay, so we were talking about, you know, eating fresh fruits and vegetables, and we are going to make a really delicious salad right now, which is something you can fix anytime during the day. You can eat it as a meal or even as a snack. So we are starting with a really nice serving of baby spinach here. And, you know, this is about 1.5 cups of baby spinach. You can, again, use more or less based on what you want to do. And then I'm going to put 1/2 cup of strawberries on this. See how the color pops when you add strawberries.
And again, for listeners, I'll post the recipe also, and viewers, but I'll post the recipe.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Louis.
Thank you.
So we have some strawberries on this, and then we are going to put sliced kiwi. So here we are going with all fruits and vegetables so far. Spinach, sliced kiwi, sliced strawberries. Now we are going for some healthy fat. So I'm putting half an avocado in here. Again, I chopped it into small pieces so that I can have it finely distributed in my salad. So I have half an avocado. Now I'm going for some healthy fat and protein. So I'm putting some silvered almonds here, which are going to be a good source of fat and protein in my salad. And now the most important ingredient of the recipe. This is the salad dressing that we made using Barney's butter. So this is 2 ingredients, 2 tablespoons of Barney's butter and 4 tablespoons of almond milk. You can whisk it together. I quickly just ran it in the small NutriBullet blender. You can do whatever is easy for you. There you have it, creamy thick dressing that you can just drizzle on the salad. This dressing is naturally sweet because almonds have a natural sweetness to them. So you don't need to add any sweetener here. And there is some healthy fat in here. You don't have to add any oil to your dressing because the fat is coming from almonds. So this is a very flavorful, creamy dressing that is made without any oil, without any sugar. And you can make it yourself. You can do it with your kids. It's going to be such a fun project. Make your own dressing. 2 ingredients, just Barney's butter and some almond milk.
Yeah, and forgive me for interrupting you, but again, we're talking about the regular almond butter. I don't want people to think it's the chocolate.
Oh, yeah,
because I keep talking about the
so-
chocolate. Although the chocolate might be good in that too.
I was thinking that it might be interesting.
That might be.
Although in this delicious
beautiful.
salad recipe, it is the regular creamy Barney's butter. And the reason I like Barney's butter over other almond butters is because Barney's butter is the only almond butter that uses this process called blanching, where they are able to actually remove the outer peel of the almonds. So when they remove that outer peel, you get a much creamier almond butter.
Creamy. It's very creamy. Yeah.
So that's why I like Barney's butter. And then, you make your dressing, you drizzle it on your salad, and you have this delicious, delicious salad ready in 5 minutes that you can have for your meal. I love having it as a snack when I come home from work because it is so easy to put it all together.
And I've got when I saw avocado in that, I love avocado. That's something else that I eat regularly. And it's interesting how some people, and I'm guessing it's probably old people like me that remember when they were trying to, avoid fats. There's good fats and bad fats, right? And avocado is a really good fat. We need fats, right? You know more. So tell us about that, if you would.
Yeah, so we have been talking about proteins, but fats are another very, very important part of the plant-based healthy diet, or in fact, any healthy diet, right? The critical thing is your source of fats. Are you getting it from real whole foods? Are you getting it from avocados, nuts, seeds, or are you getting it from oils? When I'm thinking of fats and oils, I'm thinking of the same thing as fruits and sugar. When I'm eating an apple, that's amazing. It has some natural sugar in it, but that's really good for my body. Yeah. When I'm eating 2 tablespoons of sugar, not good for my body. So the same thing when I'm eating avocados, really, really healthy for me. But when I'm eating just plain oils, and fried foods and other things, they are going to hurt my body. So we want to make sure we're eating the healthy fats coming from real whole foods. Yeah.
And avocados are great, and nuts, of course. And avocados are now I'm hungry for avocado too. That salad looks so good. I wish I could reach through it.
It is. I wish I could share it with you. It's so good.
I know you would, Preeti. I know you would. Tell a little bit. We've got a link up to your website, inhwellness.com. Tell us a little bit about your website, if you would.
Yes, as Louis just said, my website is inhwellness.com. I post regular blogs, which are more like scientific research blogs based on, the latest upcoming updates on our health. You can always reach me through my website if you have any questions. There is a contact page there with my address, phone number, everything. My practice is located in Hyde Park, Cincinnati. And as I said, I see people both in person over video conference. So really, geography is not that critical anymore in today's world.
Yeah, which is absolutely wonderful. And again, we've got those links up at louisfreeshow.com and wfmj.com. A quick hello to Professor Bruce Solheim, Jack at the Shop Around the Corner, Ada Morales, and others. I appreciate you all joining us today. They all just logged in and said hi. Again, inhwellness.com and the Barney Butter. Barney Butter, by the way, is available locally, available everywhere. It's certainly available online, but I know Myers has it, Giant Eagle has it in this area. It's available. It's readily available, very available. I know. So glad to see you again. So glad to have you on. I appreciate the work that you do. And again, that salad just looks and sounds, even when I read the recipe, sounds amazing. And I love how you did the dressing with the Barney butter. And the avocado and strawberry and spinach. Oh, I'm hungry now.
Everything, phytonutrients, like brimming with colors and brimming with vitamins and minerals and healthy fats and protein. The salad can be a full meal in itself.
Yeah, and it looks delicious. And a lot of the stuff I make for myself, I don't need it to look good. I want it to taste good and be good. But it's when you get that all together, when it's good for you and it looks beautiful, wow, that's the best, right?
It definitely is. And it helps, Why shouldn't we be eating pretty looking food?
That's right. That's right. Thank you so very much for doing the gig with me again. You're wonderful. Let's do it again soon.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thank you. Preeti is absolutely wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. And again, that recipe is fantastic. And I've got it posted up